if you're not effectively managing your resources, like your time, you can be experiencing a lot of stress and getting backed up on many different things that you have to do. If you want to learn how to reduce some of that stress and anxiety, stay tuned and keep on watching. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Adina, and today's video is all about the time management strategies that will help you reduce stress and anxiety. Time management is all about effectively allocating your most valuable resource, your time. But if you're not effectively managing your resources, like your time, you can be experiencing a lot of stress and getting backed up on many different things that you have to do. If you want to learn how to reduce some of that stress and anxiety, stay tuned and keep on watching. Today, we're talking about effective time management. And I've gone over this a few times on my channel, but it's really important for you to get a hang of your time management and your self-discipline skills if you want to be able to achieve your goals. So I'm talking about it again. I like to say that effective time management is all about properly allocating your most valuable resource, your time. Your time is definitely your most valuable resource. Sometimes we think it's money. It could also be your energy, but time definitely takes the cake. Why? Because time is limited and we'll never get it back once it's gone. I know it's sad to think about, but it's super important, and it might be the wake-up call you need to get on top of your goals and doing the things that you say you're going to do. So let's get into these tips. The first time management practice that you will want to incorporate in your life if you want to reduce stress and anxiety is to prioritize. And I talk about this a lot in my video, the best time management strategy to reduce stress. So if you want, you can go back and watch that video. I will link it somewhere on the screen. But prioritization is the number one thing you need to do. That's why it's first on this list. You need to learn how to prioritize. So prioritization is basically when you can identify what are the most important things to you, what things will bring you the highest result, and what things will help you effectively manage your time the best if you focus on those things first. So like I said, I talk all about this in my video, in the other video. So you want to go check that out, but I'll break it down a little bit here. So when you are prioritizing, you want to identify the difference between urgent and important tasks. Your urgent tasks are going to be the things that need to be done right away. They need to be handled today, like right now. While your important tasks are things that have a due date, but it may be later down the line, and they don't necessarily have to be handled at the moment. Getting a handle of what your urgent tasks are versus your important tasks will really help you to prioritize, because you will be able to recognize what you need to get done now versus later. A lot of the times we waste valuable, precious time trying to take care of important tasks versus focusing on the urgent ones that need to be handled right away. So you want to get on top of your prioritization and really recognize what is it that needs to be done right away versus what is it that needs to wait. This is another great way to help you meet your deadlines, right? So you don't want to put off something that has a deadline that's coming up sooner in exchange for something that has a deadline that's coming up later. So prioritization is the first thing on this list. The second time management strategy you will want to adopt is to set realistic deadlines. This is super important, right? We don't want to have set a big goal and try to get it done by tomorrow or next week or the end of the month. It all depends on what the goal is, and it all depends on your available time, and it depends on how long each different task that goes into accomplishing that goal is going to take. So a lot of the times we don't think about this. We just write long to-do lists and we say we want to get it all done by the end of the day or by the end of this week. And we're not really thinking about how long is each thing on this list going to take me, and how much available time do I have to commit to these different things. So you want to set realistic deadlines and really think about how much time you're going to need in order to be able to accomplish the things that you set out to accomplish. If not, you're going to be feeling really disappointed when things just don't get done. So set realistic deadlines and really assess the time that you have available. Time management strategy number 3 that will help you reduce stress and anxiety in your life is to break your goals down. I talk about this a lot too, but it's very, very important. You want to break your goals down. So you don't just want to have one big, large outcome goal. And later on, we'll talk about what are the different types of goals. I'll do that in another video. But You don't want to have one big result that you want and that's it. You need to be able to break your goals down and really assess what goes into acquiring that result or completing that goal or accomplishing the things that you say that you want to accomplish. So you really want to get a hang of breaking your goals down. If you know my story, you know that I struggled a lot with time management and self discipline back in college. I used to procrastinate and wait till the last minute to do everything. And I would end up at the end of the quarter backed up with all this stuff that I had to do and all this stuff that I had to complete and submit before, I basically failed the class and ended up needing to retake it. It got to this point where I was balancing too much to be able to actually succeed and procrastinate at the same time. So I ended up on academic suspension. I was able to appeal it and everything and get back into school. And so after I finally incorporated good time management strategies and self-discipline into my life, I was able to complete college. I was finally able to graduate. And now I'm able to balance multiple tasks and projects and different goals without getting stressed and overwhelmed. And so I did this by incorporating this strategy, breaking things down. One of the important things I had to learn how to do was to take one big set of things that I needed to do and span it out over a longer period of time. So let's say I had to read 5 chapters for a course and it was due by next week. That's simple. You break it down by doing 1 chapter every day during the week, and then you get a break on the weekends, or you get time on the weekends to review what it is that you covered over the past week. But at the end of the day, you need to learn how to break your goals down into smaller, more manageable steps. That way, you'll be less overwhelmed. You'll be less likely to procrastinate and to put things off. And you'll be more likely to see results and actually get things done if you give yourself more time to get it done by breaking these things down. So that tip was to break your goals down into smaller, more actionable steps. If you're looking for some help with breaking your goals down into smaller, more manageable steps, I have a free goal planner that I've linked in the description box of this video. So if you want to download that and write out your goals, you can check that out by clicking the link in the description box. The fourth tip on this list is to avoid multitasking. This is a big one. A lot of the times we think that if we try to do a bunch of different things at once, we'll be more successful or we'll be more likely to get things done. This is definitely wrong. Okay. If you think about it, you will realize that you're never actually focused on more than one thing at a time. You always have to turn off your focus on this thing and turn on your focus for the next thing. You always have to stop thinking about this thing in order to think about this thing. And that time in between switching back and forth between tasks is wasted time because it actually takes your brain some time to recalibrate and refocus on the things that you're trying to do and that you're trying to focus on. So multitasking is a big waste of time, and you'll likely not only not be getting things done, but you won't be getting things done effectively if you are trying to split your mental attention on 2 different things. So you want to stop multitasking and learn to prioritize, like we talked about in the first step, and really start to think, okay, what needs to be done now? What can wait until later? And if you want to incorporate doing things while you're doing something else, it has to be something that doesn't require your attention. So let's say you're like washing the dishes, but you want to incorporate personal development time into your life. You can listen to an audiobook while you wash the dishes. That's something that you can do if you want to take full advantage of your time. But that's kind of different from multitasking. It's not really trying to focus on both things at once. It's doing something that doesn't require too much focus and allowing yourself to utilize that time with something that does require some focus or some of your attention span. So you don't want to be multitasking, but you can incorporate doing 2 different types of things at once into your life, if that makes sense. So quit multitasking. The next tip on this list is to delegate and ask for help. If you want to stop being so stressed and anxious about all of the different things that you need to do with your long to-do list and your many, many goals and many, many things that it is that you are trying to complete, you're going to have to learn how to incorporate other people into getting things done. If you can't get it all done yourself, you have to learn how to ask for help. And it may sound kind of negative to say you can't get it done, but you have to be realistic about the time that you have available. And like I said, how long each different thing is going to take, and the skill set as well. The skill set that something is going to take. You need to be able to be real with yourself and say, okay, what is it that I can get help with? And what is it that maybe I'm not the best at that it would benefit me to get help with? So you want to learn how to delegate and outsource and really utilize the skills of those around you in order to complete tasks. So that last tip was to delegate and outsource. The next time management strategy that you want to incorporate in your life, if you want to reduce stress and anxiety, is to avoid time wasting activities. This is basically also like saying to stop procrastinating. Stop putting things off to the last minute. Stop wasting your precious, valuable free time that you have available if you want to be able to get things done and really start to see results in your life. So you want to avoid time wasting activities. Don't just spend too much time watching TV and too much time scrolling on the internet. I'm not saying not to do it. I'm not saying not to have time for yourself. That's also a very important thing if you want to be able to effectively manage your time, is to have time for yourself. But you will want to stop wasting the time that you have available to get things done. And we talked about how you can be wasting time. You can be wasting time trying to multitask, and you can be wasting time trying to switch between different activities all in one go, multitasking. Or you could be wasting time trying to take care of important tasks versus urgent tasks. So you want to think about what are the things that are urgent, what needs to be done now, and think about how you can incorporate those things into your days versus what can be done later. So you want to stop wasting time and stop procrastinating if you want to reduce stress and anxiety in your life. My next and final tip is to practice stress management techniques. So if you do get to that point, if you're incorporating these different tips into your life, but you still get to the point where you are feeling stressed out or feeling overwhelmed, you shouldn't. But if you're not properly, allocating your time and things like that, you may still feel stress and anxiety when it comes to doing certain things. So if you want to reduce stress in your life, you can practice some stress management techniques. You can try things like deep breathing or meditation or practicing self-care, right? This is a little bit of what we talked about in the last step about how self-care is important because it allows you to decompress and reduce the stress that you're experiencing on a day-to-day basis just from trying to get things done, right? So you want to practice stress management techniques that really allow you to decompress and to alleviate yourself of some of that anxiety. So that is my last and final tip. Practice stress management techniques. If you are interested in learning more about how to practice effective time management techniques, you can sign up for the interest list for my new course, the Consistency Course. This course is going to be amazing. I can already tell. It's not done yet, but I can tell it's going to be amazing. So this 5-module course is all about how to practice effective time management and goal setting and how to incorporate new self-discipline practices into your life. We're going to be going over how to set proper goals and the mindset that you need to actually achieve them. So if you're interested in learning more about this course, you can click the link in the description box to sign up for the interest list to be the first to find out of its release. With that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, consider liking and subscribing to this channel for more content from me. And if you want even more content from me, you can check out my podcast on Spotify. It's called The Adina McCoy Show. And if you want even more content, you can go over to my Instagram at Adina McCoy to check out more personal development content from me. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, bye.